I have no words. I've only seen the thumbnail for this. I'm kind of mad, I'm not gonna lie. I saw the thumbnail, and there's gonna be a druid in Diablo Immortal. And it makes the one in Diablo 4 look like Shrek. I've been vehemently against the Diablo 4 design of the druid since they showed it. I haven't made that a secret because I don't like playing myself in video games, you know? I'm a big guy. I don't want to play a big guy in a video game. I want it, it's a fantasy. It's not real. It's a separate world. You know, it's not real. So you want to play characters that look cool. And the one in Diablo 4 just doesn't. There's a lot of other issues with Diablo 4, but that's neither here nor there. So we're just gonna watch this, and I'm just gonna mauled out, I guess, because, oh my. Already a well-made cinematic.
Invade an animal's den.
Look at that. Look at that.
And you're asking to get bit. Animals don't worry about why you're in their home.
Great voice acting.
They just want you gone. All these demons trampling across our land.
The bear form looks great.
They're waking up a world of beasts. I wouldn't sleep here. Lots of bears around.
He looks so cool. Oh, there's gameplay. This might be my favorite druid design in this genre since Diablo 2. I'm fairly sure that it is. It looks dope. What the hell? The wolf looks great. Is that a stag? You bet we're watching the gameplay. What the hell is this? July 3rd. It's like a week away. What the shit is going on? This character looks awesome. Why? Ugh. What does Diablo 4 have going for it at this point? Like, we could all sit here and argue that Diablo Immortal, like, I'm not even playing it, but like, we could all sit here and argue that it's a mobile game made for a Chinese audience, which, yeah, that's basically what it is. We could sit here saying that it's like a money-grubbing scheme, and it is. But so is Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is just littered with microtransactions, right? We get so many cosmetics every season. Meanwhile, a new expansion comes out and you get 2 full armor sets that's shared between all the classes. And then you get, like, what, 80 new cosmetic things in the shop in the time in between the base game and the expansion. Like, it's crazy. All the armor design is going straight into the shop, and we basically get nothing for a new expansion. And then we have lackluster character designs. We have bare bones character customization. And just... I've been disappointed with the Diablo Druid since the day he was shown. And in... There's gonna be such a hard pivot, and you're gonna start to judge me for even making this comparison. But in Path of Exile 2, I know I'm not a PoE diehard player, so don't worry, I'm not here to be like D4 bad, PoE 2 good. That's not what this is. In PoE 2, there is a Druid boss fight in the first act, which ever since I saw it, I felt like was kind of like a slight against the Diablo 4 Druid. Because it kind of resembles him a bit. And that's what I think about every time I see him. Because it's a giant man. That is a druid. And he's hiding under the ground with a bunch of mushrooms. And it's like... Okay, is this a reference or is it a coincidence? I feel like it's a reference, but if I was a dev, I wouldn't acknowledge that. Never. But yeah. Diablo Immortal gets an insanely well-designed druid. Meanwhile, Diablo IV is stuck with Shrek with a beard. And the only part I enjoy about the D4 druid is the voice acting. Because he did the voice for Sarfang in World of Warcraft when I still played that. I don't anymore. But because I pivoted to Final Fantasy XIV, just like I've started swapping over to other ARPGs away from Diablo. He played Sarfang in WoW, and I love Sarfang as a character. So during my playthrough of Diablo IV, I enjoyed listening to the druid because the voice actor is the same and he does a really good job. In this, you have both a great design and a great voice. So it feels weird, but in my mind, Immortal is winning. I don't know what to say. I know what to say. I've said a lot of dumb shit, but like, it's infuriating that I'm now looking at a druid here that looks 10 times better, more than 10 times better than the one we have in Diablo 4. And it's, instead of making me excited to go play Diablo Immortal, why would I? It's making me annoyed. And I'm still here waiting for the druid to come out in Path of Exile 2, because that's probably when I'll go back and play that, and I haven't touched it in months. And there's not really an ARPG on the market right now that I enjoy playing. I'm sitting playing Heroes 3. Heroes of Might and Magic 3. That's what I'm playing right now, because nothing else really... I haven't found anything recently that's been enjoyable. I played through Expedition 33, love that game, but besides that, it's like, I've no clue what to do. I have no clue what to play. And I don't want to go play this. I don't want to support Immortal. I don't. But I gotta give props where it's due. Like, well done to the team on this druid design. He looks awesome. The bear form looks great. The werewolf form looked really dope. Where is it? It looked real cool. There it is. Look at that. He reminds me of something, like a werewolf from something. I don't know what, though. And then he turns into a stag. Like, okay, now we're doing more shapeshifting than before. So, Immortal is adding on to stuff while Diablo IV is just walking in circles. Like, there's... What's the innovation in Diablo IV? The open world? That's the worst part of the game. Like, what are we doing? Why is this the game that's innovating? I don't get it. Like, look at this goddamn character. Like, this is mobile phone shitty graphics and it looks awesome. Oh, I'm not usually like this. I'm just mad. This is just making me mad. And I don't like that feeling, but that's what it's doing to me. Just give me the Path of Exile 2 druid. That's the last chance I have to have a druid I enjoy. Please. Let's go watch the gameplay. Okay. Demo Blizz Weekly. Okay. Man. Look at that. Jesus. That still looks a little bulky. Oh yeah, they got a Blood Knight. Forgot about that. Honestly, I might go play Immortal just to try out a Blood Knight, because I kind of want that to join the mainline games, just from visuals. There's a class between Druid and Blood Knight? Okay, might have missed out on that. She looks cool. His icon makes him look like Rhett from Good Mythical Morning. That's awesome. Look at this. Oh yeah, you have face presets. I forgot about that. Jesus. I like that. Also very cool. Removed the beard though. Don't love that, but mobile game. I'll allow it. That's a cool helmet. Show the presets. No. Okay. Honestly, he's a little bulky, but I don't hate it. He's bulky mainly because of armor, though. Giant shoulder pads. Look at that wolf, dude. That's a werewolf form. God damn. The one in D4 looks like he has a spinal tumor. This looks awesome. Am I actually going to play this and actually finish the story now because they have a druid? Is that what's going to happen? I did play through this when it came out. I played a monk, I think. But I never beat it because you had to... well, buy power, basically, to become strong enough to beat the final boss, which made me just quit right there. Never beat the final boss of the story. But a druid? That might be the push I need. A lot of abilities in there that I've never seen before. Firewolves? Movement with crows? Cool. Wow. Look at that big boy. This is actually awesome. Like... Oak Sage? Look at that. Werebear, bro. There it is. That looks so much better than the one in D4. He moves really fast though, which is a bit funny. But goddamn. It's kind of like if you were playing Paddington. I kind of love that. Look at this, dude. Animation. Everything. It's great. Woo! Ooh, the speed! Back to the dirt you go. It just makes me sad. Here's the thing, right? For the longest time, I've dreamed of Blizzard giving up this IP. Because the Blizzard of today is not innovating in the way they need to. They are coasting on names and IP recognition. They're not putting in the work that they need to in order to further their IPs in the way the IPs deserve. Like I just mentioned, I'm playing a lot of Heroes 3 right now. The Heroes of Might and Magic franchise has been a shit show for the past 20 years, maybe? Something like that. It's been on a steady decline for a long time. And basically, Ubisoft were like, we don't know what we're doing with this. And then an indie studio was like, we have an idea. And now they're making their own Heroes game. Olden Era. And maybe it sucks when it comes out. I hope not. But maybe it does. But at least someone is trying to innovate and do something new. But what we're getting with Diablo is just every time a new Diablo comes out, it's a watered down version of what came before. There's no innovation. There's no interesting new system. There's no improved adaptation of an old system. Like, Runewords is one of the most unique things Diablo 2 has. And there's nothing like it in any of the following games. Like, yeah, Diablo 4 has Runewords, but it's like, you put in 2 runes, one activates with a condition, and the other one just gives a result of the activation, and it's not satisfactory gameplay. Like, it's just cause effect, that's it. When Runewords in Diablo 2 were like, yo, here's a... You basically spell out this long thing, and it becomes a unique item. That doesn't happen. Like, that's not what it does now. That's not what Runewords are anymore. And they're just... like, they do that with almost every system in these games, right? They're just... In Diablo 2, we have a skill tree. In Diablo 3, there's no skill tree. You don't allocate stats, and you just... You level up, and then you go through this list of skills, and then you add a rune to it to make a difference. And it's like... Okay. How is that building a character in any way, shape, or form? And then in Diablo 4, we have like the skill twig. It's not a tree even. It's a twig. And we're 20 years away from Diablo 2. We could probably do something bigger, more interesting than what they did in Diablo 2 because, you know, it's early gaming. We don't expect a game from the year 2000 to look like, again, Path of Exile, you know? And I'm not a diehard PoE player. I don't really care that much about the fight between the two games. I think it's dumb. I'm just comparing it for the sake of having a more modern game to compare it to. If you compare Diablo 2's skill system to Path of Exile 1, Path of Exile 1 gives you a ton of choice, a ton of customization that Diablo 2 doesn't have. But there's also, 13 years between the games? Well, there's 10 years between Path of Exile and Diablo 4, and Diablo 4 is far behind Path of Exile, an older game in terms of skill, diversity, character customization. Because in Diablo 4, the character customization that you get is simply from creating a character and giving them a separate hairstyle, like a different hairstyle or a different mustache, you know? That's the customization. It's all cosmetic. Then when you go into the actual game, you have the skill twig you go down, and then if it's not working out for you, you can just pay a little gold and then you go back up the skill twig, and then you know, it's fine, because every cluster of skills you come to, like, is basically like a checkpoint in how they've decided their skill system. So as long as you get to that checkpoint, you can just do -3 and then put them in the other direction. And it's like, yeah, okay, that could be interesting, but it's so bare bones. It's so uninteresting the way they've done it. It's just not a satisfying system to me. Again, this is all very opinion based. Like, there's no objective right or wrong in any of this. I'm just venting my frustration with a franchise I've loved since I was 5. You know, I want Diablo to be the best in this genre. I want Diablo to reach the highest of highs, but they just don't. And a lot of it, I fear, is because the people making the game just don't know what to do with it. And maybe that's unfair. Maybe that's incorrect even, but that's just how I feel playing Diablo. Because the only thing I see when I'm playing Diablo 4 is that all the effort is put into the microtransaction shop, which you could be like, yeah, of course, that's where they make their money. Yeah, but they also made a bunch of money by selling the game. If you as a company are making a video game and then you sell it for buku bucks, like insane amounts of money to buy the game, because you have a bunch of collector's editions, you have a base game for like, what, 60, 70 bucks? And then you sell millions upon millions upon millions. But then somehow you're not, like, somehow you're still in the red, or somehow you're like in a non-satisfactory position as to how much money the game has made. Maybe you're bleeding money somewhere that you need to figure out. Because the entire games industry is in on this problem, right? You always hear about Square Enix being like, this underperformed. And it's like, you sold 4 million copies. What the hell are you talking about? Why are you expecting this to be like Dark Souls? Why are you expecting this to sell like these insane numbers when it's not going to? It's not hard to figure out that a bunch of video games that come out are not going to sell 15 million copies. So why are you building infrastructure with companies and teams of these sizes when you clearly don't need it? Expedition 33 is a perfect example. It came out and it was made by 30 devs. And they were like, no, it's fine at a $50 price tag. We don't need more than that. And they delivered a full experience, a satisfying story with good voice acting, well-written story, incredible music, and very relatable characters. But then you also have Diablo, where you have a dev team of hundreds of people. Have you seen the credits for Diablo 4? They don't end. There are so many people involved in these games, and it's like, yes, of course, there are people that need jobs. Duh. But it's like, why are all of them just huddled in offices for these giant AAA video games? Where it's just, where you reach the point where it's like, you put this much into it and then you get a lesser amount back, if that makes sense. Like, you're putting too many cooks in the kitchen, and then it just becomes generic. It becomes a like it has no personality. Diablo 4 is just, it's the definition of made by committee. And it's sad. Because the first two games were innovations. Diablo 1 was supposed to be turn-based until like fairly close to launch, where a dev went in over a weekend and was like changing a few things in the code, and then when everyone came back after the weekend, the game was not live action, but like real-time action. And they made a genre. Like, they made this genre from one person going like, what if we did this? But what has Diablo 4 done that makes you see someone going, what if we did this? That is not like 12 steps back. Because I sure as hell can't figure it out. The only part where someone could have gone, what if we did this? Is when it comes to the microtransaction store. What if we limit it to just 5 items per day, per class? What if they have to wait? If they see an item they like an armor set they like, they have to buy it now, or they have to wait and risk not seeing it again. Like, it's FOMO, it's fear of missing out. And that's how they monetize it. If they had a full-on library where you could just click Druid and every Druid item showed in a drop-down list, I would not be nearly as mad at the thing for existing. But as it is right now, Diablo 4 has fear of missing out mechanics. Every amount of all the energy from the devs goes into the cosmetic store. They're just recoloring spells every season. There's nothing new coming out for seasons. It's just this season the Hell Tide is this color, and also you're getting this spell for your character. Because that's all they do. It's the same thing every goddamn season. Meanwhile, again, sorry, Path of Exile added a town building like mechanic into their game for one season. Sure, the season lasted for what, 11 months or something? But that's just because Path of Exile 2 came out in early access. That's not... I don't think the plan was to have that go on for so long, but whatever. Like, different games in this genre innovate and add new huge mechanics. Meanwhile, Diablo is like, the Helltide will be this color, and well, we had Scorpion, but now we're adding Sub-Zero. He's we promise he's totally different, but he's blue. It's like, it is that if Mortal Kombat, like, don't know why I'm leaning into Mortal Kombat for a comparison, but like, imagine if Mortal Kombat had Scorpion as the only ninja in the first game, and then the second game added Sub-Zero, and he does all the same shit, but he's blue. They didn't even, imagine they didn't even bother giving him ice attacks. Imagine they only just made him blue, and that's it. And then they add Reptile, and he's green. He still shoots the spear and pull people in, but he's green. That's different. That's what they're doing with the seasons in Diablo 4. That's all it is. They don't, like, where is the love for the genre? Where's the love for the game? Where's the love for the past? Like, where's the genuine feel in these games? Like, I'm getting more nostalgic for old Diablo looking at this game than I do Diablo 4. And that's not right, because I don't want to give this game any cred. Because it's just made to suck money out of people. Problem is that so is Diablo 4. I'm just sad. That's it. I'm sad and I'm angry because I love this franchise. The problem is that now there are more bad games, in my opinion, in this franchise than there are good ones. And that's why you hear annoying people like me comparing all the new ARPGs to Diablo 2 all the time, because that's what we grew up with, that's what we know, that's what we love. But it's also like we spent years in that game finding new things for so long, and just there's a reason Diablo 2 is still played by so many people, because it was made with love. It's like a genuine just cornerstone of the video game landscape. It's a beautifully made product by people who wanted to make something awesome. And in general, I don't feel like that happens anymore. Now I'm distracted by Paddington running around. Like, it's... I'm just sad. This is gonna come off as a real whiny video, and honestly, I'm I'm sorry, but it's not like this is something I do professionally. It's just a place where I dump my ideas and stuff like that. So I don't have anywhere else to share this opinion. Like, I don't have friends that play these games. That's why I made the YouTube channel in the first place. And I feel like I need to vent. I'm disappointed in what this franchise has become. But yeah, getting to play as Rhett McLaughlin from Good Mythical Morning in Diablo Immortal does seem rather fun, and I probably will try it out, no matter how much I don't want to. I probably will try it out, because it looks good. Yeah, I should probably get going. I've said pretty much everything I want to say. I hope Diablo IV changes, dude. I don't feel like it will. Every time I talk about this game, in the corner of my mind, I'm like, do I really want to burn potential bridges with Blizzard because of my honest opinions about this game? And I don't care. I make YouTube videos because I enjoy making YouTube videos, and I don't have a relationship with Blizzard, so what the hell does it matter? I love the stuff I love, and I will be honest about when I don't love something, and I'm tired. I'm real tired. And I'm probably going to make some videos talking about and actually looking more into Heroes of Might and Magic Olden Era, because that's something I'm genuinely interested in. And I know like 30 people are going to watch it, but I don't care. I just want to talk about something that makes me happy, dude. This is why I stopped making lore videos. I didn't make one for Diablo IV because just not feeling the story. I stopped making WoW lore because I made one and then I was in the middle of just leaving WoW for Final Fantasy. So I just never made another one. And yeah, I've been let down so many times. I don't know how many more times I'm willing to take it. It is what it is. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me rant. And to all the people that checked out in the first 30 seconds, I see you and I respect you. I wouldn't want to listen to someone rant for half an hour either. You probably made the right choice. I just enjoy having the documentation of my feelings on stuff like this to go back and look at years later, when we're either in a better place or a worse one. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. I would love to hear your opinions on all this stuff. We don't need to fight about it. That's it. Like, if you enjoy all these things, I'm really happy for you. I wish that was me, dude. If you're enjoying all this stuff, then more power to you. That's awesome, if that's the case. I'm just tired.